Welcome to Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado, Rugby Town, USA. And today, hosting the HSBC USA Women's Sevens. And take a look at the pool so far and the activity today and who has been perfect. Well, in Pool A, and the numbers very similar, as you can see in point differential, Australia and Russia with a perfect 2-0 mark, and that means Spain and Mexico, they're on the other end of that teeter-totter. Over in the Pool B group, New Zealand has been perfect. The United States falling to England. And China still looking for the first victory on the day. In Pool C, France, yes, 2-0, and Canada. And they are getting ready to face each other in a short period of time here. Also trying to get a victory and get rid of that donut in the win column is Ireland and Fiji, and they are lining up over in the tunnel. Take a look at the performance tracker, and Lucy Mulhall ahead of the rest of the field. Certainly some big efforts in there by Portia Woodman and France's Montserrat Amadi. Also Letitia Nanquado and Elena Mikhaltseva, the captain for Russia. What a day in the Rockies. Got a light breeze, and Fahrenheit-wise, you're 71, 72 degrees. And we are set for a Pool C showdown between Fiji and Ireland. Bill Seward, glad you could join us. I am happy to be alongside a former Australia Sevens phenom, Tiana Penatani. And so far, really no big surprises, except maybe that England victory over the U.S. in their first to get together.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't obviously the start that the host nation wanted to get off, going down to England at full time. But this match we've got up next between Ireland and Fiji, both looking to secure their first win for the day, to obviously put them at third place on that pool table leading into tomorrow's quarterfinals. So a huge match here between both teams that'll really set the standard for tomorrow's games.
And out they come, and leading the way, the captain Lucy Mulhall for the green-shirted Irish. Over on the Fiji side, earlier, Sarema Luingala was, well, she had to be carted off. She was really worn down toward the end of that earlier contest for Fiji against France. And so she is not in the lineup for this one. And we will see how Fiji responds without the captain. Getting set for this one as Beatrice Bienvenuti of Italy will be your referee. I always want to control that little DHL truck that motors off after delivering the game ball. And there is referee Bienvenuti.
Are we good to go with time?
This day one of the HSBC U.S. Women's Sevens, and this is starting everything and pointing certainly toward the 2020 Olympics, as the top 4 finishers at the end of the tour, they will qualify for the Olympic Games. And Mulhall putting it into play, and the first possession for Fiji. And looping around on the outside, Naimasa with the pass that got a little loose and got turned over to Ireland, and back they come toward the center of the pitch. Mulhall back left side to Nikavard. An errant pass, going to be hauled in by Eve Higgins. Higgins drops a couple steps. Back it comes to Aoife Doyle. Doyle with the try earlier against France, and looky there, away on the motor is Aoife Doyle. Going to pick up the first try of this contest.
A nice start here from Ireland through Aoife Doyle. She's just cleaning up the scraps there in the midfield. Seemed as though the ball kept going to ground, but as soon as it got in her hands, she saw the space, eyes up, saw the disconnection in amongst that Fijian defense, and took the opportunity with both hands.
The conversion on through, and Ireland with a 7-0 lead. This Irish team at the World Cup Sevens lost to Spain in the 5th place final, and a tight one at that, 12-7. So overall finished 6th there after finishing 10th in the World Series. Fiji finished ahead of them in the World Series, 9th, but had a rougher World Cup sevens as they were in 11th of the 16 teams. The restart. Oh! Got ourselves a little bulldozer there as Eve Higgins racing in to separate the player from ball. The pass errant goes behind Murphy Crow. And Amy Lee moves it back toward the 22. After the recycle. Stepping through, and away goes Dare Nikavard. She's taken down. Doyle to Baxter. Ashley Baxter with the fend and then some. Ashley Baxter for an Irish try.
This is some excellent football we're seeing here from Ireland. Really stepping it up from what we've seen previously in the first 2 pool matches, but it started from that kickoff receipt through Eve Higgins, and then just the sheer pace and confidence there from Ashley Baxter to tuck it under the wing and head towards the try line. You can see the confidence really starting to come through as they start to get some Ks through their legs across this tournament.
Ashley Baxter, steady performer, a try in Rugby World Cup Sevens 2013. Also one in San Francisco, made her debut in China in 2013. Actually just bought a house in Belfast and just got a piece of land over there in goal for a try, and 5 more points. And look there, Ashley Baxter heard me. She wants to add to the real estate and does so.
It was almost a complete repeat of the try that we saw 30 seconds ago. Eve Higgins with the phenomenal contest through the air off the restart, as we see here. And then the bounce straight into the hands of Ashley Baxter as she scores a double. Terrific stuff here from Ireland.
And the kick through. So Ireland, they may have been a little slow early on in the match against France. They closed things down by scoring a couple of times late, and then the Irish ran into a pretty determined Canadian squad. But here, they have thrown the switch right from the start. On the restart. There's some open space, and an errant pass is turned over to Ireland, and Ashley Baxter has been pretty much everywhere so far, and she picked that one up. Nice job, and outside is Murphy Crow, and Amy Lee going to turn it for a bit and then put it down for a try.
Good. A nice little finish there from the #1 finisher herself for Ireland, Amy Lee Murphy Crow. But Fiji in their defense are just getting caught off guard. Miscommunication through the field and a loss of connection through their players, which is allowing the opportunity for the overlap to get them on the back foot from Ireland. And Ireland are just capitalizing on every opportunity they have so far.
And the long conversion attempt is a good conversion attempt. And yet a couple more points for Ireland. Irish eyes are indeed smiling in this contest against Fiji, as they have pretty much been unstoppable. A 28-0 lead and still 1:40 to go in the first half. Lucy Mulhall, the captain, sends it high in the air, batted around, bouncing around, and comes into the hands of Fiji. Heading back the other way, where in the 7 is Anna Maria Naimasi. And the touch judge says, you caught a little piece of the paint here and you got to bring it back.
Thank you. So unlucky there for Naimasi. Okay. Just flirting with the touch line there for a moment, but it's the first time that we've really seen Fiji in some space. Every time they've had opportunity with the ball, they keep throwing it away. We know they play the most unstructured style of attacking play, and sometimes it works for them, but at the moment, they just really need to stick to their basic core skills and hold on to that football.
Stay 10.
So right at halfway, and Ireland going to toss it in on this line out, and up high, some contention for it. Some players go down awkwardly and playing the ball in the air. The call. We're playing the player in the air, and so a free kick for Ireland. See how close to the 22 they can pound it out. And just a couple of meters outside of that, it'll be a line out for the green shirts.
Obviously not ideal here for Fiji. Ill discipline just costing them in the end. It'll give Ireland good field position here.
Anthony Eddy, the coach of Ireland, coached the Australia under-20s. Also Worcester was the Aussie Sevens general manager for a while.
One step on the right. Thank you. Time back on.
He's got his squad raring in this match with Fiji. We'll see how it ends up placing them at the end of the day.
His rock formed.
Contest for the ball, and the hands came in there. That's the call. The Irish back at it again, and they go the opposite side. They've got a runner there in number 10, Eve Higgins, back at it. Double major, history, sociology. Oh, make it a triple major, and try-dum.
Eve Higgins, her 4th career try. She's only played 5 tournaments, this being her 6th, but the vision here from Higgins just to show it to her winger and then take the ball in herself. It's excellent stuff there, and very well deserved, seeing as she is their main contester off that restart and has paid dividends throughout the first half of this match.
She spent some time down under playing at Bond University in Australia. Picked up the game as an 8-year-old. She's seen the sights down there. She knows what's going on.
Good to get a little bit more playing experience playing in that Aon University competition in Australia. So you can see it's really paid off here.
It is at the half, and it has been all Ireland. 35-0, the advantage. Anthony Eddy has his squad over there, all set in a huddle. Let's take a mic and a camera and listen in.
Exactly the same focus and intensity. Attack-wise, we just continue to control the ball. We can speed up our recycle a couple of times. Okay? Make sure we've got good urgency around our chasing and our 9. If we're there quickly, half the time our 9s can just go. Okay, so let's make sure 9's got their head up, seeing what's around the ruck first. Always win that advantage line at the time. Okay, 2 minutes, no changes after that.
Girls, focus on an aim. They're kicking to us. We get back into their half straight away. That's our focus. It's the only job on our mind. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 10!
So an animated group of Irish players. Fiji got some work to do as Alphareti Dovivereta, the 42-year-old former 15s captain, has his charges, and he's missing his team captain for this one. Lewingila went out in the match against France right toward the end, and so down a player and down 35 points at the intermission.
Ireland.
Second half kickoff by Roella Radunyavuni, and Ireland able to get things rolling, and quickly, oh, the nice outside pass going to Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe, and give some credit there to Eve Higgins for a pretty flat, quick pass as Baxter right at the 22, and taking it on the blind side, cutting back, and a nice step, and another try by the captain, Lucy Mulhall.
Very smart play there from Lucy Mulhall to see that there was no one protecting that ruck and just to pick the ball up, scoot around the blind side and catch Fiji off guard. And it was a point that Anthony Eddy raised at the halftime huddle for them to look up and have a look at who's stealing that ruck, and there was no one there protecting it, which gave them the perfect opportunity for Lucy Mulhall to scoot around the blind and score 5 points. Terrific stuff there from Mulhall.
No surprise, Mulhall in the World Cup Sevens led the team in points with 11, 15 carries, 14 tackles,
But I'm taking a look
and
at
she's
that.
working on her master's in math, which I looked at her and I said, that just doesn't figure. She didn't get it. I mean, it was a joke, but and maybe you didn't get it at home either. But you got it though.
I got it.
Okay. Well, she has calculated
The advantage.
very well here in this match against
Advantage over.
Fiji. And Mulhall rifles it to her right side. And getting a little bit of distance there is Stacey Flood, who had an earlier try today. Jumping up high and making the grab is Fitzhenry. Fitz goes down. Murphy Crow going to step in closer. And a bit of countering there by Naimasi.
Fitz, a rubbing player.
And holding on to the ball too
Leave the
long.
ball.
And Naimasi, good job putting some pressure on the Irish in that one. Little step by Nangatalevu to Rudy. Able to get up and go is Naimasi. And a nice pass, and the short tackle isn't going to happen. And the fend, the back spin. What a nice move by Lowendrau. Litiana taking it under the post and touching it for 5.
Litiana, this is her first try for this weekend. Litiana Lowendrau, the sheer determination to know that she's got the pace on the outside to get past not one but 2 defenders there. Stacey Flood just going a little bit too high in the tackle, and knowing up against a team like Fiji, you can't go high in these tackles. They'll just use their strong fence to push you straight off. But Lowendrau showing that Fiji is still well and truly in this game.
So the conversion puts a 7 on the board for Fiji. Looking for some more with 3:20 to go. And indecision on the Irish side, and that,
Play advantage.
well, it's not
Northern.
going to cost them as
Over.
they get to play
Sorry.
on the advantage there, and almost looked a little high on Nikavard. And the drop for Hannah Terrell.
Offside, play advantage.
Offside and playing the advantage, and Stacey Flood. Pop it back the other way.
Advantage over.
Looking for some shade. Katie Heffernan keeping it alive. And on through is Hannah Terrell, and Hannah going to add to Ireland's point total right now, make it 45-7, the Irish.
Awesome stuff here from the Irish, but Hannah Tyrrell in particular, just injecting that energy that they needed off the bench. She's one of the most experienced players in this side, this being her 15th tournament. But a nice little show and go there as she dummies her way through that little space that opened up for her. And long legs to get her all the way to the try line.
You talk about experience. She was part of that Six Nations winning team back in 2015.
Thank you very much.
And also a former goalkeeper in Gaelic football, so you got to be pretty brave to do pretty much both of those things, I think. From where I'm standing, yes, you have to be brave, and she is. "90 seconds to go in this one. It has been pretty much all Ireland. And on the restart, there is the try score and a big takedown.
Step back, step back.
Inside the 22,
advantage
errant
forward.
pass, picked off by Stacey Flood,
Advantage
and
over.
they work at the left side. Higgins on the cross with Heffernan. Back the other way, a little flat, and we might have another one by Tyrrell. No, taken down, collared
Run
from
away,
behind, and
Okay, good.
presents the ball well enough. Nice stepping
Live it.
Nifty footwork, and cutting back is Heffernan, and Heffernan across for 5 more.
What a finish there from Katie Heffernan. 1 try in this match. But it was the patience there from Ireland. Once they regained possession, some awesome footwork here from Stacey Flood, but the depth in attack and the support. They had numbers on the left-hand side, but they didn't need the support. Heffernan backed herself all the way to dive over the try line.
Mulhall with another 2. And it's 52-7 with 7 seconds left, and it looks like referee says we are going to have a restart here.
We need to restart, please.
There goes the horn. So the time is out, and 1 more play to be contested here between Fiji and Ireland. And getting ready, stepping toward the tunnel, just a few minutes away, will be France and Canada in their top of Pool C showdown. Both of them 2-0 so far on the day. Something's got to give. Nangado taken down.
Stays a rock.
To Rudy. And that may go the other way. A little foot by Stacey Flood. Another. And Stacey is down. Is it down?
Time is off. Time is off.
Might have a ask here. Let's listen in.
Are you happy with the grounding?
Yes.
Are you happy? There's no... They were not out? No. Okay.
So the try awarded. And a chance, quite an extreme angle on this one.
Nice little impact play there from Stacey Flood. She's been all over the park in this match against Fiji. And just the icing on the cake there for a solid effort in this last 14 minutes.
And got a foot on it, but just not enough. So it's going to stay at 59-7. That is the final, as Ireland finds its gear and rolls on past Fiji. Another day for Fiji. Not today, however, against the Irish as they wrap up their play in Pool C. The top of the pool, France and Canada. Coming up next.
Nice, classy play from Amedy.
Montserrat Amedy touches down. It's all too easy for France.
Amedy does it again, gets on the scoreboard.
Amedy looking to finish with Le Flourish, and she does.
Montserrat Amedy in for France again.
An excellent finish. Usually she's the playmaker. Here, she's the finisher.
Well, next up in Pool C, it's going to be France against Canada. These two teams been so close in terms of points scored and points against. For France, it's Mayan, Pell, Horta, Amedy, the new captain for this one in this series, Neeson, Drouin, and Izat. I'm Carlton. Next to me is former Canadian superstar in rugby, Andrea Burke. Now, Andrea, these Canadians, I know you'll be loving what you've been seeing from them on day one.
On day one, Canada has come out exactly how they want to come out so far. They're strong with the ball in hand. Where I have noticed that they were exposed a little bit was when Ireland was attacking. So France, we know they're a strong attacking side. Canada will have to be connected on defense and really sink their tackles to neutralize the French.
Yeah, the French, very good on attack, but very physical, that's for sure. There they are in their new strip on the right-hand side in the blue. Amedy leads out France. For Canada, Ghislaine Landry. Such an important game in this pool to top it.
And beyond topping the pool, this game is all about pride for both teams. Canada dropped the quarterfinal in the Rugby World Cup in July at AT&T Park to France, whereas France dropped the quarterfinal to Canada in the final stop of the HSBC series. This is the rubber match.
So much history, not only on the field but off the field. Holly Davidson, the referee from Scotland, in charge of this banger. And there she is, only 1 point away from the four-figure mark, 1,000. Ghislaine Landry has been doing it well for a very long time.
Captain.
Well, she's been here since the start of this centralized program for Canada. It is no doubt with such a strong runner, try scorer, kicker, that she is pushing 4 digits on all-time points scored.
Can do it all. Ghislaine Landry about to get us underway in this last game in Pool C. And it's a good kick as well. Tap back from France, but it's a messy one for Mayan, but they'll get the throw into the line out. Lost forward first, scrum.
Carolyn Crossley from Oak Bay, British Columbia, just on Vancouver Island there. She has been a key aerialist on those restarts for Canada. Just so graceful and talented in the air to get a hold of that ball.
Interesting too that Charity Williams starts in the hooker role for this game. Put in easily by Nissan. Strong hit up by Drouin. Clean ball, and they reset again on the second phase to Amadou, who's been good in this department. Good defense from the Canadians. First up, make their tackle, late drop off from Amadou, and there's the turnover. Charity Williams involved, Brittany Ben as well. The turnover, Williams is the one that reacts first.
You're off your feet. There's no
Well, you spoke about the defense and connectiveness of this Canadian team. You'll be pretty happy first up.
Those first couple hit-ups, we can hear them up in the commentator's booth. Canada is doing exactly what they need to do, sinking their shoulders in. And more so than that, they're also getting their bodies in the way of the offloads where France has been so dangerous up until now.
In these positions, I really like what I see from Brittany being so strong when she gets the ball in these positions at the centre.
Set.
Very deep in their alignment are the Canadians. Landry just has a look up at the defence. Here's Ben now, very strong. That one-on-one matchup against Amadou in this game is going to be integral to the outcome. They reload to the right-hand side to the Canadians. Going across field initially, now they go forward. Nice run by Canada. Williams now, very strong. Late drop off to Ben, who takes the ball under duress. Quick ball. Angie says go wide. Green Shields now. Green Shields evades a defender. That's a knock on from the French defence. Play on. They got numbers here. Canada, if they can shift it. Here's Ben. This is where she's so dangerous. The number 1. She throws off a tackle. There's Brittany Ben, and she's going to get the first score on this one.
Canada's got to be happy with that. Brittany Ben, not one to shy away from contact, running straight up the field, really, really challenging the French defense to come in and make those tackles.
Now here's the moment for the captain, Ghislaine Landry. Easy as you please, and there it is. Ghislaine Landry stands atop of the Women's 7 Series mountain all alone, the first to 1,000 points and the highest point scorer in Women's 7's history. Congratulations, what a legend, and what a moment for her.
Absolutely, what a legend. And the one thing about Ghislaine Landry is that she is definitely a team-first player. I'd be absolutely surprised if she knew that she just surpassed that 1,000 points. She might be able to celebrate it at the end of the day, but right now, she is focused on the kick ahead of her.
All about business as the captain Landry. She gets us started again after that conversion of Brittany Ben's well-taken try. Now, what can France do? Their reply. Looking a little bit more urgent are the French. High pass, but taken by Drouin. Some good footwork by Drouin. Very strong carry from the winger. Landry can't counter-ruck. Good line speed by the Canadians, forcing the attack of France in initially. The captain Amadou goes backward first. Offloads it, but it goes backwards. There's a little bit of a hole. It's going to be Green Shields on the defence, and she makes the tackle. The number 5 for Canada. What a chase. Still a lot to do, and she's got the turnover as well. Julia Greenshields, outstanding work from the number 5. Landry back as always, such a hard worker. What a chase in defence. Julia Greenshields slowly gets back to her feet and in the front line. Ben now gives it out to Farella. Greenshields evades another defender. Good counter up by France, so the turnover is good. You always knew it was going to be a physical match to pick up off the base from Drouin. taking their time. Another short ball coming in. They decide not to. France taking their time. A good counter ruck by the Canadians, and it's all good, says referee Davidson. It is a street scrap down in that corner. Brittany Benn, basketballs are passed away behind their own line. Landry with some magic. And will they go 101 metres? It's going to be a tough run. The head goes back. The chase comes across from Amity, but she's not going to get there. This is the length-to-length stuff. All started from some great defense, and Caroline Crosley, what a try.
Well, you can't much score a longer try than that. Carolyn Crossley, what an outstanding effort from a street scrap in the in-goal area, off of the ground. Such messy work. Ghislaine Landry takes it up and forces the 2-on-1, forces that outside defender to commit. And beautiful through the hands to Carolyn Crossley.
Now, you've been in these deep waters. How tough is it to be able to run 80 metres in defence and then get back and run 100 metres other way in attack?
It's just about trusting yourself. It's about not quitting. It is about every moment, every day that is put into training, on the pitch, in the gym, and just trusting that it's going to take you through all the way into the opposite end of the field.
We spoke about both of these teams winning one game each. They would have known that coming in. You can just see the attitude of this Canadian team is showing out in their play.
For sure, Canada needs to keep the ball in hand. It's something that France hasn't had too much at, but how about that chase down by Julia Greenshields? Such grit, such determination to turn that ball over.
Hit the nail on the head, that's for sure. Andrea Burke giving us her views of this effort so far from the Canadian team, and they got the ball back from the kickoff as well. Duisa's onto the field for this last minute before the half. Nice clean pass. And Molesky, nice determined run from the first receiver roll.
No one. Thank you.
Numbers both sides. Landry decides to go to Brittany Benn on the left. They passed it. The outside. And it's going to be Bianca Ferrella. And this is looking oh so easy for the Canadians at the moment. Good sevens play.
Well, it certainly looks like the preseason training is paying off for Canada right now. How about that acceleration from Bianca Ferrella, who's just in the arm's reach, just in the shadows of number 10 speedster Caroline Drouin. But Ferrella is no match for her and just gets the separation she needs.
Looking very sharp, this Canadian team in the first 7 minutes. They seem to have grown throughout the tournament game by game, and this effort in the first half, well, they deserve it.
Yes, absolutely. Canada is on their game, and let me tell you, KT, France has never been one to quit at the half. They have overturned Australia in games like this. They've overturned Canada in games like this. We can be sure that the Allez les Bleus are going to be coming out hard in the second half.
Well, they will trail the Canadians at the half. 19 points to nil.
Et nous endormons pas au ruck. On s'endort et elles font des petites papas et à l'extérieur. Il faut que ça soit plus serré, les filles. Il faut vraiment qu'on conserve cette largeur qu'on a. Occupons tout le terrain. Franchement, allons jouer là où elles y sont pas. Et au final, elles ont tendance à nous resserrer et on s'envoie la baballe parce qu'on n'a plus de vitesse et on n'arrive pas avec suffisamment de punch pour venir fracasser la défense. Il a dit, amenons les ballons. Si on voit que c'est fermé, déplaçons le ballon avec nos jambes ou avec les passes et allons amener le ballon là où elles y sont pas. Allez, il n'y a que 19-0, c'est pas fini. Allez, c'est tout le monde qui veut s'y remettre tout. En def, on se bouge un petit peu plus le cul au bord des rucks, d'accord? Et on essaie de reprendre l'épaulement XT. C'est possible, je vous assure. C'est juste qu'on a tendance à avancer et après glisser. D'accord? Si l'inté est là, le libéro est là, on est fermé.
She's not the captain anymore, but Fanny Orta is still providing some solid leadership in the team huddle at halftime.
Games coming up after this one. England taking on China. And after that, well, that's a biggie. New Zealand take on the home team, the US of A. And then Spain versus Mexico in Pool A. To finish it off, it's going to be Australia taking on Russia. That's going to be a goodie as well. Both teams scoring a whole lot of tries. The Canadians, though, at the minute, controlling this game. 19 points to the good. France yet to trouble the scoreboard. Amity gets us underway. The French captain easily taken by Brittany Ben. And very good at kickoff time. Here's Canada. Been very physical as well with runs like that. It's opening up different lanes. Nice pull out. Good decision just to hold their ball. Bridges there quickly. And Zell's a halfback wrapping around, creating the extra man. Landry now on the angle. Drops it off to Greenshields. Oh, and there's a shot for you. Well taken though, under pressure. That was Nicholas. And she's slow to get up too, the French team. Trying to find a turnover somewhere, but at the moment, Canada able to hold on to the ball.
Number 6, roll.
Here it is, Greenshield with the ball and offload to Nicholas. Well read by Blouin. Just a bit of a rib tickler there.
Well, a couple of refs. Geez, he's a tough kid, Brienne Nicholas, to be able to not only take that shot, but hold on to the ball too. Not for the faint-hearted, this game of sevens, that's for sure. There's the overlap Canada are looking for. Nice take from Kaljuvie. She receives it back too in return. She's been very strong since she's come onto the field this second half, Kaljuvie. France trying to hold her up, but she's able to get to deck. Good deep line out. In the back line for Canada, the late cut comes with Landry. Nice timing from the captain. Able to shrug off defenders. France missing some tackles now. Being very direct. Other Canadians counter ruck, but she's lost her feet, so she's got to leave it.
First action is down. I need you to stay up, okay?
Very calculated play by the Canadians at the moment.
Holly Davidson from Scotland, the match official today. She has just been so clear to both sides of the team, calling what she needs from the players at the ruck. Canada has been on the recipient end of that, so has France, and it's so important as a player to be not only in tune with the players outside of you, but also to what the referee is saying, so you're able to pull out of the ruck and not create an infringement and effectively a penalty.
Well, dominating possession and line breaks are the Canadians. You can see there 3 offloads as well.
Canada has done a great job of keeping the ball alive and keeping the ball in hand. Sometimes when Canada tries to play more of an offload game, the ball's a bit messier, and for today, they've been able to execute. Well,
they're frustrating the French, aren't they? You can see that in that last set, as you see, keeping possession away, trying to put the shots on other French to try and get a turnover. They're bending but not breaking at the moment. This is the French defence in their own 22. But the Canadians got all the momentum in this game. Nicholas again with another strong run. Gets way past the advantage line. Now some front foot ball. Brittany Ben already got 1 try. Gives it out to her captain, and here's a 5-pointer.
Time off.
Just going to try and make sure it was all good.
Sure. TMO. Try yes or no, please.
Well, easy trial, yes or no is the question from Holly Davidson. Andrea Burke, I'm going to put it on your thoughts before she puts it down.
I say try. I could. Oh.
Did she lose it?
Is it grounded?
Holly, you may award the try.
Thanks, Kino.
The try's been given.
Well, from our angle, I could see that she had stayed in bounds. However, from that TMO angle, the question was whether or not it was grounded, and sure enough, from the TMO match official and official on the field, it was a successful try for the all-time leading point scorer, Ghislaine Landry.
Was a bit total domination from this Canadian side. Let's just have another look at it.
Ghislaine Landry being so fast on the outside. Izar doesn't have much of a chance to be able to stop out that speed. What I like about Canada's attack right now is, one, is that they're keeping the ball in hand, but 2 is that they're forcing such a strong defensive side, being the French. You said they're bending but not breaking, but Canada's straight up attack is really pulling them out of their shape and forcing them to make the tackles.
I just saw 2 Canadians on the all-time try scoring list, Landry and Farella. So they do score a lot of points, do the Canadians now. This is the opportunity France have been looking for. Still 3 minutes to go, but they need to score real quick. They're going to have any chance in this one. Late switch. Oh, geez, some heavy contact. And again, it was Sarah Kaljuvi. She had a huge say in the second half, not only in attack, but that on that occasion, her defense.
That was massive contact in the middle of the field. France just is not getting the breathing room that they need to turn this game around.
You can see that this Canadian outfit have obviously gone away, looked at the tape, see where the threats are from this French team and nullified them.
I think the way that Canada ended at the World Series at AT&T Park, the World Cup, was not nearly what they had planned. So it's been a hard 10 weeks of preseason. They're really looking to turn around to have a much better finish in the Olympic qualifying year.
Yeah, well, the taste is never good when you finish like that, and I'm sure that's been the motivation for this Canadian team and their coach, John Tate, doing a fantastic job. They're putting themselves out there as a threat over the course of this week, and that's for sure. Canada over the ball is France. Finally, some ball for them. Is it too little, too late? They want to get their points differential up. Biscayar gives it out to Fanny Horta. Fanny with a nice strong fin, and finally they show some life.
Fanny Horta, the former captain for the French side, she is always a player to watch. She is so dangerous, plays hard, straight up rugby. It's shown right here, just does not even shy away from the fend and makes it an easy run in. We talked about Canada not finishing the way they wanted to out of the 2017-2018 season. France, on the other hand, ended up as World Cup medalists.
Yeah, been to 4 Rugby Sevens World Cups as Fanny Horta. Well, 3, sorry, 09, 13 and 18. Ultra experienced. It's an easy take. Jesus, been a physical matchup in there, the French team. Finally getting amongst it, another turnover for them. Only 54 seconds left on the clock. Trying to finish with a flourish. Shiofani. Loose carry. Sort of sums up the situation for the French team. Every time they tried, just hasn't come off.
Yeah, a bit of a loose carry, an unfortunate offload, but it's actually playing into the hands of the French team, being awarded a scrum and another excellent attacking position, scoring position.
Juang's going to be the one directly behind the scrum for France. They go the blind. Nothing doing there for Biscayar, so she goes back to where the scrum was set. Clears the ball, there's a bit of space here for Anari. Gives it out to Izar. Shannon Izar gives it onto a flying Chiofani. Well, they finished strongly, France. Only if they could do this in the first half. Wasn't to be. But the second try for them.
Well, they didn't get this play against Canada, but they will be going through. And I love the pace that Julie Annery shows up here, to bringing in the defense, a quick pass to the outside, and Chiofani doing what she does best, long strides into the in-goal area.
Well, Canada are going to be too good on this occasion on day one here at Rugby Town, USA. The Canadians take 3 out of 3 in their pool with a good 24 points to 10. Win over France.
Cherry's going through. Cherry's going to get it. Captain Ghislaine Landry touches down.
She is a superstar.
Here comes 700 for Landry. She pushes further clear at the top of the point standings. Tui! She has to go all herself. Watch it try. Off she goes. Tyler Nathan Wong over the 10. Tyler Nathan Wong touches down for New Zealand. And that's it. New Zealand champions in USA for 2017.
the Quins flyer doing the job for England.
It was a brilliant finish from Jess Breach up against the best winger in the world.
What a gifted attacker, Breaches.
That's good work from Jess Breach. Jess Breach, take a bow.
Give her a bit of space, and she's always going to make it over the try line.
She is so effective on a rugby pitch. Jess Breach, welcome to the game.
The HSBC USA Women's Sevens in Glendale, Colorado. And it is time for England and China to get together in their Pool B showdown. China coming in after losses to New Zealand and the USA, while England, a 12-10 winner over the US in the first match for them on the day, and then falling to New Zealand. And you see the lineups and who's going to start for England and China. Chad Shepard, of course, coaching China, and the English squad goes to the former Sevens player, James Bailey. There they are. On the right is England and China. On the left in the orange and red. Onto the pitch they come here at Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado, Rugby Town, USA. Glad you could join us for this, day one of the start of the HSBC World Rugby Women's Sevens Series 2019. Bill Seward, happy to be alongside World Rugby Hall of Famer Phaedra Knight. And good to see you again. Got to see you at AT&T Park for the World Cup Sevens, and now reunited here in Glendale. And we've got ourselves a pretty good little showdown between England and China today. England with a chance to really secure a spot, a good spot, moving into day two.
Yes, Bill. I mean, they came out with a strong, or actually became the most consistent team against USA. Fell to New Zealand, but watch out in this match.
And ready to go as the referee from this one, Emily Say. And a late addition for England to complete the 7 players. Almost in motion, as it were, and stepping up high and batting that one away. Nice job by Emily Scarrett to make it go England's way, and they head toward the shade. Wise they are, I say. Holly Atchison just inside halfway, taken down, and improper entry there. So coming back the other way is China. This Chinese squad, Chad Shepard, the coach, the 40-year-old New Zealander. And some nice ball delivery there, and on the outside is Wang On Yu, taken to turf outside the 22. Back to the number 4, Yahoo. And Gao Yuying with an errant pass was looking at Ruan Hanting, but off it went and into touch.
And that was just an unfortunate miscue by China, but they built a lot of confidence in the last match against the U.S., Bill. I expect that they're going to be executing the basics even better in this match. They're very good in the contact piece, especially at supporting those rucks. So just beware of that contest.
On the line out, ready to toss it in, Holly Atchison, and
Don't
before
close the
that.
gap. Keep the space.
Now they kind of keep the space. Does Scarrett going up high for the take. Flat pass to Abby Brown, and Abby Brown looked forward and
I don't know about that. Look right on lateral to me, but that's a great break for China.
Good scrum.
You know, coming into this, they'd gotten together, or talked to Coach Chad Shepard, got together twice, or for 2 weeks prior to coming to Denver.
Crouch.
Their basics are what they're going to focus on: simplicity in the pass catch and the set piece.
When you go back to basics, I don't think you ever can hurt yourself in that aspect. And there goes the captain as Yan Mai Ling. Yan Mai Ling running to the corner, zing! In for the 5 on the try is Yan Mai Ling.
And there you go, as I stated. That was just a great effort on China's part. recognition, catching the short side, nice little switch, and Mei Ling just turned on the Jets. Captain for a reason. This young China team came to play. And again, I brought it up a second ago, confidence is everything, especially with a young team. They're talented, they're fit.
And there's a little revenge in there too, because you had in the previous match, Canada, after getting knocked off by France at the Rugby World Cup Sevens, they wanted a little piece of something coming back here, and that may be the case here, because China got beat by England at AT&T Park 38-0, and don't think they don't remember that.
Yeah, they underperformed at World Cup, according to the coach. Didn't quite come out the way they wanted to, but they took the time after to really reassess and just get things together, and they're coming into this tournament much stronger, much more aligned, and ready to play.
Atchison hanging one out there, and very close to Deborah Fleming's grab, and she moves it forward, and then back to Atchison it comes. Scarrett to Fleming, and when Fleming has that and Deborah has some open space, she's going to go under the post for England's first try.
Yeah, I mean, she showed us in the last match how she can outmaneuver anyone. Fastest and best player in the world, Portia Woodman, certainly going to do it here. And the defense for China just stuttered. Take a look here. A little bit of confusion there, a little bit of bunching. England just nice heads-up play to get it out to their speedster and top try scorer last season.
Yeah, last season, 14 tries for her. The 27-year-old has a degree in sport and social science, and she got the first try in this match, and with the conversion has England out in front 7-5 with just over 2.5 to go in the first half.
England showing very great resilience. They've got 4 debutantes here this weekend, missing the likes of Heather Fisher, who's taken some time off. Looks like they've stepped it up a bit.
Little indecision on the restart, and China, Chen Ying picking up a couple of meters, and then back it goes to who? And they find Cutter, and once again on the motor is the captain, Yan Mei Ling.
Advantage never onside.
Little fake through, and guess who's open? That'll be Wang Wanyu, and Wang Wanyu going to give China the advantage here with just over a minute and a half to play in the first half.
And Bill, once again, China showing resilience and pace and creativity. It looks like the defense for England just basically fell asleep. Little miscommunication there in the midfield, and what an exploitation by Wang Yu. But they actually started with their captain, Mei Ling.
A nice break by her, set things up, and then closing it off and giving China the lead now 12-7.
Bill, many of these China players, they come from rural farming communities and have been given an opportunity to help provide for their families, get an education and a life experience through rugby. What an inspirational group of ladies.
You know what, in the background of all of this, depending how the teams perform today and in the coming weeks and stops on this tour, at the end of this, 4 teams earn a spot in the Olympics in 2020. And I think there's some openings for maybe some of the teams we haven't necessarily seen over the last few years necessarily, the same ones.
Yeah, you know, the more and more this game advances, like you said, the more and more we see these teams on the bottom rising to the top. And all you need, especially for a young team, is a little bit of confidence, especially when you have the talent and pace that the China squad here has.
And once again, Fleming is loose, and Deborah Fleming gonna go for her second of the match.
And that was just incredible individual effort, great recognition to get the ball to the speedster, but it was Deborah Fleming's skillful footwork that did the trick. She did a little bit of a fin there, and then just created some space and separated herself from the China defense. If you're China, you absolutely must not sleep on England, especially at the time of a restart.
And Fleming with the score, and we are even at 12 at the intermission. As Fleming coming back to the pack, and into the English huddle we go, and Coach James Bailey.
Okay, let's go, time. Listen very carefully. Defensively, let's switch on. Yeah. Okay, energy, 61. On our feet, comms through the roof now. Okay? Okay? Make it too easy for you. Yeah, comms through the roof, nominate guard in first. Yeah. 7 on our feet. On attack, simple. Really simple. Move it, keep hold of the ball, tuck in shift. Okay, nothing needs to change from there. One change, Ellie onto the centre, Abby into the forwards, Debs off. Okay? Let's go then, big off.
This is where we go to work. Win the moment! Password!
And Bill, we heard the Coach James Bailey instructing the English squad on defense energy, right? On attack, moving in on the ball, right? Just calm speech at halftime. I think England just needs to settle in and just play their game plan.
Even at 12, you could have come in like some foaming dog and, you know, barked at them for 60 seconds or so. Didn't. Took the very direct, calm route, as you mentioned, and I think the information gets across a little better that way than when you're frightened of someone going off, as Scarrett makes the grab. We shall see on the English side as they have the first crack at it. Nice work by England to get it close to the 10-meter line. Little slap pass there. Claire Allen picks it off, and Emily Scarrett tucks it, looks for a little step around, hits the turf. Will she get enough support? She does. Coming in
Advantage
is Helena Rowland, who's in there now wearing the 10 for
Advantage
England.
over.
And in the 8, Ellie Kildunn. Kildunn with a try earlier on the day. And almost stepping through, and fully stepping through now. Gonna have a try here for Helena Rowland, making her debut in Rugby Town, USA, and a nice one at that, as she gives England 5 more.
And it looks like this English squad took Coach Bailey's instruction to heart. They did a great job of really stretching the China defense, moving the ball from sideline to sideline, and then the middle opening up, yielding that beautiful try.
Just 19 years of age, so certainly one that a bright future on the English side, and seeing if she can add 2 more, and does. That's Holly Atchison.
A number of the China players here today haven't been traditionally playing with China, or at least in their first side. A number of players out in injury and had visa issues getting into the U.S. So this is a prime opportunity for many of these players to put their hands up to join the squad on a more regular basis.
And the restart. Batted back and into the hands of the try scorer, Rowland. Atchison off to Brown, who in turn finds Emma Uren. Rowland. Claire Allen outside to Scarrett. Big motor on the move. Cutting back. And Rowland's going to go for her second in a matter of seconds.
And again, Bill, Just fine execution. Basic cast and catch, stretch the defense, get it to your big center on the wing, Emily Scarrett, so she can tie up a couple of players and open it up for Rowland to just waltz it in.
They cannot be boxing Helena in.
And you can see now that China's a little bit tired looking at the body language, hands on the knees. They've got to rally. This match isn't over. Got 3 minutes. And as we know, 16 points is minute in the game of sevens.
Atchison with the restart. Sending it high. Will it go 10? Took a little off the lob wedge and couldn't quite make it to the front of the green. So they'll go from halfway. And you mentioned how quick it can happen. If they could get a score right here, it would certainly put a little thought maybe in the mind of the English players. Racing that left side on a flat line was Liu Xiaochen, wearing the 8 for China. Back it comes to Yang Feifei. On the cut is Wang Wanyu. And once again, we see the captain, Yan Meiling, just out of the reach of Hu Yu. Working in there for England is Abby Brown at the ruck, but China able to recycle, and China able to step through, and Yang Feifei. Yang going right, going left, going whatever way she can, taken down by Atchison. And now the counter is going to be rewarded to England.
Stay on your feet.
Back it goes outside to Emily Scarrett. Some tired players, but Emily Scarrett says, yeah, I'm a little tired, but I think I can run some. And the pop pass to Allen, and then off it goes to Kildunn. And Ellie Kildunn had a try against the USA and gets another one momentarily. Going to let the drama go. Ellie Kildunn touching it down.
And that was a case of great transition by England to really react, push the ball out on that turnover, and really get the ball out to Kildunn, the speedster, to put it down. I think China had really kind of tired themselves out, just trying to work on the attack, moving the ball, relentless defense, calm defense by England. And they did obviously bend, but they didn't break defensively.
Atchison on through. And so a game that was 2 points at the half is now a 35-12 English advantage. You do get tired playing your third game of the day in sevens, and even though it's the first day, you're at a mile-high altitude trying to sip that oxygen.
You said it best. And the temperature doesn't help either. It's a little warm here.
England back at it, able to pick up the restart. Atchison gonna need a fend and then some. Ooh, nice solid tackle by Liu Xiaochen. Back it goes. Mo Hunt in the game, wearing the 5 and picked off. And going back the other way is Hu Yu. He's number 4 for China, is now the Wolves have found her. And inside the 22, China's going to need some help there.
Holding on.
And holding on to the ball too long, that happens.
And that's familiar from the last scene. China holding on to the ball. Their support was there, but they didn't have a third person to come in and clear that ball out of the ruck. And that yields unfortunate news for China.
Mo Hunt kicks it out, and I believe, if we do get the signal here, that will put an end. Both teams are frozen. They aren't even moving. They're so tired right now. But it is England with a 35-12 win over China as they complete their Pool B play and go 2-1 in pool play. And just around the corner, It is New Zealand and USA to figure things out in Pool B.
Williams chances her arm and gets through.
Niall Williams doing it all herself. She'll be under the post.
Niall Williams in under the post for New Zealand.
She finds herself all over the park in defense and attack.
Niall Williams, she knows what her job is. She backs herself.
Niall Williams just saw the gap and saw that her hips were turned and then went for it.
Day 2 in Dubai, our quarterfinal game, we drew New Zealand. We don't have the greatest record against New Zealand, but let's be honest, no one has. They hit us pretty hard, 45-14 in pool play on day 1. But we still managed to go through to Cup quarterfinals as one of the best third-place teams, where we will face them again.
New Zealand will go into this with the kill attitude. They will have full belief that they will be able to take down the United States. The USA have everything to do in this one.
After drawing New Zealand for the quarterfinals, I felt excited and ready to show what we were made of. We knew defensively we had to show up and offensively put points on the board. At the start of the game, Naya took the ball in and stepped a few people and got a try for us.
Tapper gets the first score on the board.
After Naya Tapper's try, Broughton and Woodman put up 2 great tries against us, one at the end of the first half and one at the beginning of the second.
Out to Woodman, and it's a very easy run-in for Portia Woodman.
But we had the ball at the final play of the match. I remember it was a center ruck, and Kelsey Sockert picked it weak side and went all the way down and scored.
Oh, but there's the break. It's a break for USA. And this could be the biggest shot of the weekend so far. Absolute elation in the USA camp. This is the kick, though, that could send the USA into the semi-finals.
I knew the pressure was on, but it's a center kick, and if you just put your head down and breathe and follow through, it should go in.
She's done it. New Zealand have been defeated, and the USA take their place in the semi-finals.
Winning a game like that, it's amazing, especially after the hard-fought game for day 1. We did learn a lesson. We came out, we battled hard, and we never gave up.
Well, that rivalry set to continue here in this Pool B matchup, New Zealand versus the home team, the USA. I'm Carlton Hunter, great to be joined by Rugby Hall of Famer, represented their country for over 12 years, Phaedra Knight. Good to have you involved here, Phaedra. This USA team, you know the rivalry between these two teams. What's it like?
Oh, it is humongous. I mean, just that's an understatement. But I think, you know, we got some players to watch. Obviously, Alev Kelter for the U.S. Naya Tapper has yet to turn on the Jets. So watch out for big things from her, because nothing like a New Zealand rivalry to switch her lights on. And then Alana Mayer really stepping it up this tournament. Been playing rugby with the U.S. for less than a year. I think she'll show big things this match.
And then Tui, Goss, Woodman, Williams, Blythe, Nathan Wong, and Brazier, their strongest starting lineup for this tournament. They know how important it is. Ruby Tui's been very good today, and we've got a very good referee in charge, Sarah Cox from England, ready to get us started. You just feel around the ground in this home team, Affinity Park. It is electric. It is electric.
And there's a lot of altitude, so there's a lot of deep breathing happening.
Great to have Phaedra Knight with us to call this one. Former USA captain, All-American legend, and Kelter for the USA is going to get us underway. Third game for both of these teams in Pool B. contestable kickoff, but New Zealand able to take that ball down. Tui gives it out to Williams. First touch for Michaela Bai. Really looking forward to that matchup. Tapper strong on the tackle. They come through this counter on the counter ruck. Tui takes it quickly. Back to 10 now the USA. Looking to spread it wide. Goss out to Nathan Wong. Now here we see Portia Woodman on the outside, but it's good tracking across from the US. Mayer, brilliant work from her. First forcing inside pass, turnover US, no.
Hold on.
Again, quick penalty taken by New Zealand. Sarah Goss decides to hold on to their ball, so a halfback needs to come in. Final there, but again, good counter-racking by the USA, being physical against this New Zealand team. Tui now, out to Williams. Williams looking for the lay cut. There it is there with Michaela Blythe. Blythe with a second step. Good scrambling defence though from the USA, covering on the inside. Quick ball. Williams distributes out to Brazier. Goss. Nathan Wong takes it in. Late drop off for Woodman. Woodman with a bit of deception. A good strong hit again, forcing her back. Beating their Weet-Bix today, this USA team. Now the break from Kelly Brazier. Right up the middle of the park. After all that good work from the USA, left a hole in the middle, and Kelly Brazier exploits it.
And Carl, that is simply world-class stepping by Kelly Brazier. She is dangerous, and the midfield defense by the U.S. is extremely vulnerable when you've got someone like Kelly and the folks surrounding her with ball in hand. Just dangerous, electrifying, no one within meters of her. She just pins her ears back and walks it in.
Gustitis there, you can see he's just got caught in no man's land a little bit near that ruck. You have to be tight there, don't you, Phaedra?
You absolutely do. You don't have a split second, or you have merely a split second to get back into position. And the U.S. just really showing some inconsistencies today, right?
They've ridden that wave of emotion, have New Zealand. The USA really need this kickoff. This is where Blackburn Sevens team have been so lethal today on day one. They go out to Woodman's side. Tested in the air and just a little knock on.
Well, miscue. You've got two people going up for the ball. I think Abby Gustitis was in a better position coming from behind the ball to catch it. Should have called off Captain Heberlin. But those are just the simple things that can destroy you against a consistent and very efficient New Zealand squad.
On the money with that call, no doubt, Phaedra. They need to take every opportunity to do this USA team. Got a lot of firepower, that's for sure. They relent the free kick. Long takes it quickly out to Blythe with a bit of space on Tapper. Tapper's got some speed though. The hit from Calter. Able to release though, New Zealand. Goss takes it forward. Straightens up now to Sarah Goss. Not known for her speed, but she's gonna go 60 meters for this one. Well, pick her back 40 meters at least, Sarah Goss. But she's been good today.
She's flawless. She's a great reader of the game, so much field awareness, really heads-up play. And again, the U.S. really over-pursuing defensively in the midfield. It's been shown before their vulnerability there, and again, exploited. Cheta Imba tried to put in the chase at the end of that play. It just wasn't enough to recover.
You just see, they saw the threat of Portia Woodman on their far side. So like you said, just sending numbers out there.
Yep, that's it. The U.S. coming into this tournament coming in pretty fit, but really inconsistent. Minor errors, these minor penalties and knock-ons, they will crush you against any team, but especially the #1 team, best transition team in the world, New Zealand.
Once again, another kickoff from Tyler Nathan Wong. It's going to go longer. Easily gobbled up from the USA. Finally, they have some ball in hand. What can they do? They need to build phases. No need to rush here. Only 14 points down, but rushing up is the defense of New Zealand through Niall Williams. A good hit. Straight on the ball. New Zealand. That's a turnover. Ruby too, is it? Yes, indeed.
And a lot of Mayer just got turned the wrong way. She needed to work a little bit harder in contact to get her body turned towards her team. The support was actually there right on time. She was just turned the wrong direction.
Slumming it down now are New Zealand.
Sorry, Portia.
Portia Woodman with the tag now. Kelly Brazier goes back, uses her step. There's the hole. Tapper turns her back. She has to look out for Woodman. There's the late switch. Good defence on the inside, though, from the USA. There was Costaitis. They go back the blind side. Does Tui. Tui strong through the hole, and Tui will exploit them.
Ruby Tui adds the glue to this team that I don't think any other player does. She has flair for taking whatever is in front of her, and there you go. She showed it again. She's been just vicious today with taking the ball up into contact. And New Zealand just does a great job of drawing in the USA defense.
We talk about being the glue in this team. Every side needs a player like Ruby Tui. Does all that dark stuff, the stuff no one likes doing.
Yeah, the dirty work, we call it, right? That blue collar yeoman's work.
Coming from a lady who used to get it done over a very long time, Phaedra and I, great to have her here, Hall of Famer, alongside me for this one. Only 21-0 down other USA, but they just need to get some position. They haven't fired a shot as yet in this half.
Well, you can't score tries without the ball in hand, and they keep turning it over, so kudos to New Zealand.
Nathan Wong makes this one contestable. Baker onto the field, early jump. So the Americans are able to clear this one up.
Entry.
Entry. Again, basic fundamentals.
Basic fundamentals, unforced errors, cutting their throat.
Just there. Yep.
They won't want to let New Zealand in here, the USA. 21 points at the moment isn't insurmountable. 28 will be very tough again. Trying to catch him out on the blind side. Shakira Baker as the hoodoo goes for half-time. Unreal.
Shakira. Out on the wing with the pace. She likes the contact and she likes the space. That Kelly Brazier just does a great job of changing direction the last minute, and it's just too much for the U.S. to defend.
Yeah, when you've got a player with footwork such as Kelly Brazier, you can't overchase. You recognise that heads-up play. Tyler Nathan Wong with the exclamation mark on a very good first half for the Black Fern Sevens team, dominant at the moment over the home side of the USS, 28 points to 0.
Flat, what in the sense of what we were doing? We were defending again. Okay. Well, you were covering them. You were covering them. You were okay. You were forcing them to now sort of ask. First time we get the ball, I ask you the second receiver to beware. So we shoot outside in, they smash us, turnover. They are sealing off. Smack them in the back. All right, don't make them want to put their head there, but you make it so clear to referee that they're sealing off. Then you'll be fine. Ladies, you have to believe one thing at a time, okay? You only have to stay where you are right now in the sense of, take this kick off, we build from there. If you don't, you stay connected. One thing at a time. But you have to believe. You have to believe and you've got to want to do it. Please.
Let's go. USA 3, 1, 2, 3. USA! Let's go, man.
And we heard those inspiring words from Coach Chris Brown. A couple of things to focus on, right? One thing at a time. There is nothing going on except for what's in front of you. That's where they have to focus. And you have to believe this U.S. team, looking as though they are lacking the confidence that they played with so beautifully this summer when they met this New Zealand Black Fern squad in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's a big part of it, isn't it? That self-belief against one of the top-ranked nations. I just feel if they get some confidence, get an early score, no doubt they can come back from this deficit, that's for sure, but it's all about possession. And they've got it now through Ember. Fast line defense, so forcing the USA team to take it up. Doyle does well for the carry, goes again, gets past the defense. Now they're in behind the USA. They go to the edge. They beat one-on-one. There it is there. Michaela Blythe misses the tackle. And this lady, when she's come on, she has made an impact, that's for sure.
I said it in the beginning, a lot of mares, one to watch. She tore it up against China, and when she gets that ball in hand, a little bit of space, she is powerful and absolutely unstoppable. Just great movement, started with Heverland there, and nice fin against one of the best in the business, Blythe, to take it all the way. She is like a Mack truck, Carl.
Finally, able to get some points on the board. As you said, Coach Chris Brown just saying, stay in the movement, work your way through, and she's second on tries. Spoke about one to watch, Maya.
She's the second leading try scorer at this tournament.
Messi at the kickoff, but able to control it, were New Zealand. Brazier gives it out now to Fitzpatrick, who's onto the field. Michaela Blythe will want to make up for this missed tackle. The determination on her face said it all. She wouldn't be happy with her last involvement, so she wants to make up for it. She surely does with that 5 points.
Well, she took the outside very well and decided to cut back in, and I think that was unexpected by the defense, especially Kelter, as she faltered a bit on defense, overplayed it, and opened it up for Blythe to just walk in.
That's where she's so good, but she'll put the jets on over those first 5-10 meters and make that defense over chase, and that's where the hole is.
Yep. The U.S. has to be more disciplined on defense, not to overplay, especially this pacey New Zealand squad.
It's about 3 or 4 tries that they've done there, haven't it? Where they've overchased and allowed them holes in the middle.
Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over again. At some point, they've got to realize, ladies, we've got to stop and stop overplaying. If you're going to let them score, make them score on the outside. So play a little bit more conservatively inside.
You've got to back your defensive systems, and at the moment, the USA letting themselves down there a little bit. It's Blackburn Sevens team been pressurised, but they really forced this USA team to limited opportunities, but now here's one from Ember. Good on the kickoff, and she goes again. Tui with the chase. Nice ankle tackle from Ruby Tui on Ember, had to be made. Chris Thomas onto the field now, and penalty goes to the US. Numbers to the right, if they can get it there quickly. Ember realises the situation. She gets it there too. Kelter now, strong, taken down by Fitzpatrick. Baker with the shot on Thomas, drives her back. But Thomas able to have good body position to recycle the ball. Jordan Gray now, strong carrier. They can get it right to Tapper, she's one-on-one. Alena Saeli rushes up in defence, is knocked back, oh no.
And that pressure defense, New Zealand is so good at it. When the ball is in the air, they're rushing up, and demonstrated there. Although Tapper had a little bit of freedom, as soon as that ball was in the air and passed to her, defense just rushed up and put pressure on her to cause the knock on.
I think if Dahl just gives it straight from the base, it'll give Tapper the extra second, because as you said, defense flying up, frustrating for Tapper, I'm sure.
Time off, 2 seconds. Look, if we're going to make substitutions...
Handling there is USA. 2 over 1 and tackles.
Okay, no worries.
One of the big things Chris Brown, his non-negotiables he enforces, is that these U.S. ladies need to make their one-on-one tackles. They absolutely have to.
Bind, set.
Yeah, that is a non-negotiable, those one-on-ones for sure. Katrina Fata-Simpkins onto the field now at a halfback. Goss, industrious as ever, strong and physical. High tackle, nothing in that one. Goss again takes it quickly. Buys time and gives it to Fata-Simpkins, out to Brazier. Brazier with the stop and go, drops it off to Saeli, the 19-year-old. Is in control, but Tapper, she'll finish from there, no doubt. They'll try and keep it wide for the conversion, will New Zealand. To Tamaki and Fitzpatrick on the chase, but that's what she can do.
We'll get that lady an oxygen mask, because she may need it. But what a spectacular heads-up play by Nia Tapper, and she had glue on her hands to pick that ball up so well. But just a bit of a fumble there by New Zealand, kick off the foot, and Tapper just exploits the defense.
So good to see this lady in open space, can go. has all the attributes, that's for sure. Strength, vision, speed, dexterity. If only they were able to some way find the ball with her in space a little bit earlier. Could have been anything. Give her a little bit of respite, Phaedra. You're a hard lady. It is at altitude.
I always give her a hard time, Carl.
You can, fair enough too. Not gonna, oh yeah, just sneaks the 10. Oh, good shot by Gray. That's a one-on-one hit. Nicely taken down though by Tatamaki, strong. Fitzpatrick now. All the right side of the field to play with for New Zealand. Tatamaki in the midfield.
Where, Tyler?
Just dominating possession at the moment. Tata Simpkins gives it out. Brazier again takes it forward with intent. 9 times out of 10, able to evade that first defender, and there's the knock-on.
That's one you don't see very often from Brazier. Knock-on, but that was pretty decent pressure. The shape of the defense for U.S. a little bit better in that rundown.
Everyone in the right areas now to help out. I like the shot from Jordan Gray.
Yeah, that was a perfectly timed hit on the kickoff. And the U.S. really strong in that kickoff game. They've got Abby Gustatus, who is a master aerialist.
Can they flash it one more time, the home team? Heverland now will go to the blind side. Just try and draw on some defenders from this New Zealand team. Nice and deep in their setup. Bit of deception. Midfield, nicely taken though by Teresa Fitzpatrick. Wrapping around. Oh, geez, that's heavy contact. Ember lowers the shoulder again. Brazier with the tackle, but Rivetti on. Ember's going to have another bite at it. With Saeli, who took an elbow, but she's up and going as a young lady. Physical to finish this one. The USA ripped away, and that's the end. Karina Tatamaki will have the final say in this last pool game. In Pool B, it's going to be New Zealand with the win, unbeaten on day one here at Rugby Town, USA. 35 points to 12 over the USA.
Going through. Cherry's going to get it. Captain Ghislaine Landry touches down.
She is a superstar.
Here comes 700 for Landry. She pushes further clear at the top of the point standings. Tui! She has to go all herself. Watch it try. Off she goes. Tyler Nathan Wong over the 10. Tyler Nathan Wong touches down for New Zealand. And that's it. New Zealand champions in USA for 2017.
Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado, Rugby Town, USA, and take a look at Pool A. Australia and Russia. They still have a date with destiny around the corner here, but before we get to them, we've got the other end of Pool A, which is Spain and Mexico, to decide who is truly in the 3 and the 4 in Pool A. The opening day of the HSBC World Rugby Women's 7 Series 2019, and Infinity Park in Rugby Town, USA is the spot, as we've got 2 matches remaining, Spain and Mexico, and then Australia and Russia to go at it as New Zealand. A effective winner over the USA, ending a perfect first day, 3-0, and New Zealand taking that Pool B crown. And I believe they'll be in action in the first match tomorrow, as they are in the Cup quarterfinals and a top Pool B there. Be interesting to see who they get as an opponent in that first match, which will be the best third-place team. Here they come. In green is Mexico, and in red is Spain. And the run out to Barbara Pla coming out for Spain in the red, and over on the Mexican side, Karina Landeros making her debut, as all of the Mexican players are. First time in a World Series appearance for them. And you see the starters for Spain as they break their huddle. And you look at Mexico, and Landeros wearing the 11, the captain for the squad. Coached by Simon Pierre, the New Zealander. Meanwhile, it is Pedro de Matias for Spain, the coach there. They were 7th on the Women's 7 Series last season. Bill Seward alongside Andrea Burt, and the Shadows starting to take over some of the field. And on the opening kick, an effective one for Spain, as Beatriz Dominguez comes up with it. And Spain spinning it right side, Barbara Pla finding Maria Garcia. And Garcia, the cutback, and Garcia is going to start the scoring. Maria Garcia making her debut, the 18-year-old, and getting 5 points for her squad.
Maria Garcia makes it look too easy. For me, this try started on the precision of the kickoff, collecting it for Spain, and then just easy through the hands. That's the idea with sevens, is play the ball to space, wide. This is kind of the style of play that Spain has been asking for all day.
Stretch it out, put some pressure on them, and they did, and it resulted in a try for Spain. Got a moment here. One of the players from Mexico down by the 22, and getting back up is Rosa Rivera. And the end of a long day, a long first day, the first of 2 in this opener, the HSBC USA Women's Sevens in Glendale, Colorado. And Rivera's going to take a step off and be replaced. And Spain holding that 5-0 advantage as Ingrid Algar made her debut at Sydney last season as a test cap, and able to kick that one high, and a dangerous bit of passing by Mexico down by their own try line, and the scrum's going to go to Spain.
Mexico really needs to grab a handle on that ball, keeping the ball in hand. Sometimes it can be difficult with the defense flying up connected like Spain was. Sometimes players take their eye off the ball and look at the flying defense, but this is just one of the fundamentals of rugby. Keep the ball in hand and under control.
I have to admit, doing that myself, I used to turn and point and say, look at the flying defense. And away goes the flying offense. And that is Spain's Maria Garcia, already with 1 try, trying to make it a double on the day, but the turnover now. And Marina Bravo contesting that one. It's kicked loose and picked up by Ingrid Algar. They work at the left side. Erbina outside to Barbara Pla, and Barbara Pla, the veteran, going to turn it and put it down for Spain.
Barbara Pla, she brings such poise, such experience to this side for Spain, where they're missing Patricia Garcia, the classic pocket rocket. These 2 players play off of each other very well, but Barbara Pla, she's just doing the work without her on this tour.
And an effective kick on through. The conversion, well done by Algar. And there is a look at Barbara Pla, three-time competitor in the Rugby World Cup Sevens. 32 points for her, had 16 carries over at AT&T Park in San Francisco in the last Sevens. She's a coach, she surfs. She's also a mother, and she's missing her 7-month-old back at home in Spain. And on the restart, the bounce. Those are her words, not mine, by the way. And kicked around and picked up by Mexico, and Mexico on the move. Their chance to not only move outside the 22, but to get out by halfway. And can they recycle and move along here? Trying to step through was Michelle Farah, wearing the 1 for Mexico. Back outside, dangerous pass, but maybe a bit of a reward. Hustling back is Pla and Garcia to make the tackle. With a step is Carmen Macedo. She's taken down. Macedo from Fallbrook High School in California. A little indecision, or maybe deception, as it were, and the countering by Spain. Sabrina Hurtado.
Thank you.
Sort of stalled in this position for a bit, has the Mexican offense spillage forward, and that's going to come into the hands of Spain, and a knock-on.
Well, it's certainly nice to see Mexico getting a chance to play with the ball and a little bit of attack. So important to hang on to the ball in contact. You go play phase after phase. When the ball, once the ball goes forward, they're back on defense and under pressure.
And really, that's how you're going to learn. You got to be able to do it time and time again, and if they can string those together, you can see what happens. Back on the attack now is Spain, and Lida Urbina, the younger sister, off to Maria Garcia, and Garcia for the second of the match, as she's going to try to really run it back inside and get a little closer for the conversion.
Maria Garcia, 2 tries in Glendale, 2 tries in this match, comes off of what is a great 2-on-1, isolating the outside defender. Good pace coming in from the from that outside, that number 7 position, ball in hand, and all she has to do is run it in and touch it down.
Algar with the kick, and a good one. Very accurate at that, so make it 19-0. Spain with the advantage on Mexico. And Algar set for the restart. The Spanish team, by the way, coming off a pretty good effort in the World Cup Sevens, finished 5th. They defeated Ireland 12-7 for that 5th place spot, so they were bringing their A game at the time. They had beaten Fiji, lost to Australia, beat Canada, and then beat Ireland for that last space. Did I say something? Did I say something wrong? Oh, they beat Canada. No? You go right ahead.
You got it, Bill. You got it. You know what you're talking about. You're a pro.
So the scrum coming out here right inside the 22 for Spain.
Thank you. Thank you. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Pla just waiting out there, but may never get that pass from Urbina, Lida Urbina, the youngest member of the crew at 17 years of age, able to take it forward. And Urbina, the first test cap at center this year. She's the younger sister of Amaya, wearing the number 3 here and making her debut in Glendale, Colorado. And that is the intermission. And it is Spain holding a 24-0 advantage on Mexico in this the penultimate match in Pool A. After this one will be Australia and Russia. Simon Pierre, the New Zealander, the coach for Mexico. Into the huddle we go.
Salida, vamos al contacto, porque están avanzando mucho en media cancha. Vamos al contacto, tiene que regresar, ya tenemos espacio para mover el balón. Profundas, lanzadas, mover el balón. Desde la primera receptora, recibirlo, moverlo y ya vamos corriendo. Cuando estamos tacleadas, tenemos que comunicar que tenemos el apoyo allá. Mitch, no debemos de estar buscando levantar ese balón. ¿Okay? Tuviste el apoyo justo encima, presentamos el balón, limpiamos, vamos otra vez. ¿Okay? Cuando hay mucha gente allá, es muy sucio el balón, hay mucha probabilidad de knock-ons. En el ataque, no dejamos a alguien en el lado corto. Allá tuvimos una vez Isen en el lado corto, después Vania allá, haciendo nada. Venimos aquí para tener 4 a este lado de la cancha. ¿Okay? Viene corriendo, aunque sí es en el negativo, para tener 4, para crear esta duda en su mente. ¿Okay? Empezamos con el mismo equipo, voy a hacer los cambios bien pronto. ¿Okay? Vamos.
Well, the stats were on the screen there, and it's the missed tackles from Mexico, which could be keeping them out of this game. They have 4 completed tackles and 6 missed tackles, whereas Spain has 10 completed tackles and no missed tackles. That is the point of Rugby Sevens. It's a contact game.
Second half. Ready?
And the tackling and contact seems to be an issue for Mexico in this tournament.
So Garcia with a couple of tries, Pla and the younger Erbina. That is Lide. Each with a try, and Pla keeping it alive. And Pla, the veteran, finding a spot there, put a couple pieces of the jigsaw together, and Pla flinging it back, and the birthday girl is there. Iera Echeverria put some icing on that cake.
Not bad as a birthday present for the 26th birthday on day 1 at the HSBC Women's Sevens Series. What a great effort by Barbara Pla to get the team going forward. Beautiful support there by Echeverria. Both of these players, Barbara Pla and Echeverria, both Olympians having competed in the Rio Olympics and will be looking to have their team qualify for the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo.
The conversion off the mark, but what a nice pass by the veteran Pla. I mean, when you're running that full speed and you're probably getting down on the oxygen level too, you sometimes just, hurl a grenade out the back window, but she really put one right on the hands of Echeverria. Nice rotation and sent her on a winner.
Well, that's the beautiful game of rugby. Really, it's a game of evasion. Yes, contact's involved, but it's about moving the ball to space and moving the ball up the field.
And Spain, as you can see, they have to commit so much to the ruck to get things done that it puts them unbalanced. And when they get a turnover like that, and Erbina with the knock-on, that didn't feel good.
And much better defense there by Mexico. Actually, rather than reaching in the tackles, which they've been doing most of the day today, just really getting the feet close, the upper body low, and sinking the shoulder into the thighs of the ball carrier. They're rewarded with the ball and a scrum.
Set.
Trying to come out of their own end is Mexico. Spain offering some really unified defense, but the turnover, no turnover. They'll award the penalty to Mexico, and back toward the center of the field. Pla with the tackle.
Offside. Not 10, number 7.
Not being 10 yards off when they restart.
Okay, please
so
stay.
Playing that advantage.
Time.
Mexico gets to re-rack, and yet there is some substitution on both sides.
Sorry.
And that's just an unforced error, not getting back 10 off of the penalty. Spain had some good field position, putting Mexico under pressure, but because of the non-discipline of not getting back 10, Mexico has ball in hand and in their red zone.
If there is a team here starved for a line break, I can think of no one more than Mexico right now. Would love to find a small fissure in the defensive setup of Spain and go for a bit of a run from their own end.
Well, they are certainly trying, challenging the defense. One pass straight up, one pass straight up. You just hope that at some point they're able to create a missed tackle.
Unfortunately for Mexico, it is a penalty, and it's awarded to Spain. And getting closer there is Beatriz Dominguez. And that will go in the books as a try, as Beatriz making her debut for Spain this weekend. And the folks at home appreciative of a try by the 21-year-old.
And great vision there to go off of a quick tap on the penalty, especially with a slowly organizing defense like Mexico was doing there. And also, too, great reach for Dominguez just at the line and inching it into the in-goal area.
Two and a half minutes to go, a 34-0 lead for Spain over Mexico. Algar goes a little too far with this one. Too far, Algar. And so the line out will be to Mexico on the far side.
Again, Mexico getting some good possession in this game. In the earlier games being starved for possession, in the day in general being starved for a line break. Spain is coming up. They're playing the edge. They're playing that offside line. They've been called on it once or twice. Nice steal in the air.
Spun out to Pla off of her hands, and I think she wanted to kick it about 3 parking lots over, but she was smart not to do that. And the scrum will go to Mexico.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
That one got wheeled around, so not pushing straight, and Mexico comes up. And the pass bounding to touch and quickly taken by Spain.
No, touch the ball. Stop. No. Thank you. Okay, 1 meter, please. Are you happy?
Referee Kawasaki making sure everybody is happy. And Pla and Echeverria back and forth. Now trying to get into the mix is Algar. Back the right side they go.
Okay.
Eli Martinez to Amaya Urbina. And Beatriz Dominguez making it a double.
Nice support by Beatriz Dominguez. Second try of the match, and she hasn't been on the field all that long. And it starts here by keeping the feet in contact. A little bit of a reach on Mexico. Again, those shoulders not getting sunk in. Makes it much easier for Urbina to keep her feet in contact and look for the support coming on from Dominguez.
Offside.
Offside the call against Spain, and Mexico comes back the other way. Maria Tovar, the 17-year-old, wearing a number 10 today, getting in on the mix, and
Not 10 meter.
not 10 yards back at the start. Tovar going to bring it to the middle. And time has expired, as you heard the horn, and the last play is underway. And Karina Landeros. Dangerous pass, and Maya Urbina with the hit, and Mexico deciding, let's move the ball outside and try to see if we can turn the corner. Pretty good little move by Mexico's attack to get it right to the 10-meter line, and come back off the hands and scooped up by Ellie Martinez. Martinez to Beatriz Dominguez. She was thinking hat trick, but then she tossed to Algar, and Ingrid Algar, who's had a pretty good foot today, has some decent legs to carry her under the post.
Well, it was too far, Algar, earlier in the game, and it's just right, Algar, this time around. Nice support, good take, straight up rugby by Beatriz Dominguez. A nice little gimme to her teammate, and she puts it in right down the middle of the post.
I believe it was under the bar, Algar.
I stand corrected.
Yes, and you can get the child's book, too, online. Under the bar, Algar. On through, and a 46-0, I should say, Spanish victory over Mexico as they complete their day. 1 and 2 goes Spain, 0 and 3 is Mexico, and just around the corner, Carl and Tiana with Australia and Russia.
The last game on day one sees Australia against Russia, and this is going to be a goodie. Both teams have scored a number of tries. Russia, Kamidova, Pestrova, Baranchak, Dorosina, Lushina. The captain, Michael Sova and Seradina will start for them for Australia. Gianna Penatani will take them through their team.
Yeah, we've got Shani Williams leading out the Australian outfit, interchanging on the bench with Shannon Parry, her co-captain, and then Demi Hayes in the forwards. Sammy Traherne scored a double in the previous match before this one. Dom Dutoy, Ivania Polite, Charlotte Kaslik and Emma Sykes on the win. Now, both of these teams have cruised through all day. This will be the real first test to open up their campaign, both with convincing wins against Mexico and Spain this morning.
From an Australian point of view, what makes this Russian team so tough to shake off and play against?
The fact that they never say die, like they always go hard, every single run, every single pass, every single tackle, they just give everything, and it's really hard to get under their skin when they're so mentally tough.
Yeah, they're one of those sides that absolutely chase everything right to the death as well. This Australian union have been looking very good on day one. A very good referee, the best in the business, Joy Neville, will take charge of this last match. I think she got it started too on day one as the sun sets here in Rugby Town, USA. Beautiful evening sky here in Colorado.
Just give us 1 second there, yeah? Can you just give me 1 second to make sure they're ready? Thanks.
And this lady on screen has been an absolute pleasure to watch. She has been amongst everything, Emma Sykes. She gets us underway here with another nice restart. Beautifully taken as well from Polite. Australia straight into the wick. Kaslik bounces back the blind. I think the pass wasn't meant for Traherne, but she does well. Breakdown work, supreme by Russia. Turn the ball over, they go through the hold. Does Seradina from a turnover, but a nice chase from Polite. That is outstanding work. KT hold her up over the try line, no. Unfortunate there for Australia, but a determined put down by Christina Seradina.
What a way to make a statement, Christina Seradina. 4 tries for her this weekend, but it came from the work of Bijak Kamidova with the turnover at the ruck, really putting Australia under pressure, and then Seradina just the finishing touches. Great chase there from Ivania Polite, but she couldn't wrap that ball up and use her body weight to keep Seradina off the line.
Conversion off the upright, no good. Her try was good. Serendina against the run of play, you have to say. Russia with the first score on this one. I just feel the Russians will be pretty happy to try and slow the pace of this game down. It's going to be Daria Lushina with the restart. Oh, unfortunate there for Australia. Couldn't take that one. Just obscured her a little bit through the jump from Kamindova, I think it was.
Yeah, that was the first.
It was Kamindova who went up for the contest, but Demi Hayes just looking to secure that ball coming off the top of Kamindova's hands. Unfortunate.
It's a tough one there for Hayes to take. You can
Bind.
feel the heat of the opposition coming along.
Sit.
Russia strong at scrum time. Looking for the short head up. They come from outside in. That's Knuckles over the captain. Loose pass though, so Australia, good line speed up in defence. Players in behind the ball, making it messy though, are the Australian defence now. Kamindova, she's the one danger woman for this Russian team. Got the turnover for the first try and the kickoff. There's a hole here for Australia. Going high with their tackles, trying to swat the ball away. They're able to offload the Russian team. And Bastrova has pulled down in a brilliant tackle from Detoy. It's a great scramble from Australia. Numbers for Russia if they can exploit it. And they're going to get the second score, are they? And it's Serendina again with her double.
Number 3, please. Keep it low, okay? Gain advantage over.
That is a wonderful team-constructed try there from Russia against a desperate Australian defence. You can see the low top tackles from Australia, everyone straight back on their feet, but it was just sheer determination that got Serendina over the line.
Demi Hayes did all she could to try and stop that try. A couple metres too short. Again off the upright. This Russian team stung Australia, but at the minute, the offloads is a real feature of the Russian side at the moment, Tiana.
Yeah, and I think that they've identified maybe a slight weakness in the Australian defence with their connection. They scramble really well together, but Australia are just struggling to get in that offload channel to nullify the offload there from Russia.
Just a reminder, both of these teams will go through to the Cup quarterfinals tomorrow, just trying to figure out who's going to top Pool A. At the moment, it is Russia with a 10-point lead over Australia. But that means nothing to these ladies, especially with ball in hand, this lady here, Kaslik. Again, work at the breakdown from Kamindova. It looks like an area that really targeted, picked up but offside. Taken quickly. Our Australia trying to change up the pace of this game, which has been played by Russia at a slow click at the moment. Now we'll break up the middle. Good defence. Traherne with the nice run. At the base is Pelite with the offload. First time we've seen Shani Williams with ball in hand, and it's a good run too by the captain. Breakdown work from the number 5. Buys out Kamindova. Oh no, you don't want this.
Please.
Throwing the ball away. Ill-disciplined.
Quick tap.
Very ill-disciplined there from Dominique Dutoy. Uncharacteristic.
Going down the quick tap.
Don't think I've ever seen Dom Dutoy with a yellow card. But this just gives Russia good field position.
It's probably a reflection of the pressure that Russia's applied on this Australian team. A little bit of frustration. Not out though. It's a big miss from Russia. How's it going to play out? Long pass. Oh, 50-50 ball, but it nearly comes up for Australia. Loose pass, but that's a ruck. So he had to get back on side.
Come back around.
Sykes on the ball. Long way to go to the stick. Strong. Hit up again. So abrasive as Shani Williams. Kaslik looks. Surveys the field. Surveys her options. Nothing doing there. For Samantha Traherne. Messi at the breakdown again. Kaslik takes it quickly, bit of space in front of her. She's by herself at the moment. Drops the ball off. Remember, they're down to 6 women, unfortunately. Shani Williams can't take the pass.
It's not like the normal Australian outfit we're used to seeing. A few uncharacteristic, sloppy little errors there from Australia. Shani Williams, she had the right idea in mind, hitting that hard line off Ivania Polite, but just the ball security there, not respecting the possession enough to hold on, and it sees them trailing by 10.
Here's your mark, please.
See here, Elliot Green just coming on into the scrum, and you spoke about a pre-kickoff. It's always going to be this way, the first test for a real matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, that's right. And in the past, Russia have been so strong in the first few tournaments leading into the World Series, so it doesn't surprise me that they're in such good form.
Coming in that short hard line, but they go out the back door. No obstruction play, running for an age. Was the number 7, a dual try scorer, Seradina. Remember, they've got the numerical advantage, have Russia. Numbers to the far side, decide to bounce back the bind. Now they loop around. Noritsina.
Taka.
They shift it left. There's huge numbers, Russia. Can they exploit it? 3-on-1. They go the short pass with the loop, and now this lady deserves a try more than anyone. Kamendova.
Happy?
And that's Russia's third.
Another well-deserved try there by Zach Kamendova. Russia's leading try scorer last season, and she shows us why. Gets Russia over for a good lead, but they had the numbers left, they stacked left. Nice little loop play there, and out of the hands of Lushina into the hands of Kamendova for the finishing touches. Well-deserved there.
Yeah, she's been amongst everything. Kickoffs, the breakdowns, number of turnovers, been strong defensively as always. Such an integral part of this Russian effort. As Bizak Kamendova took too long, 30 seconds are gone, so they're not going to have a chance to convert at half-time. That's Russia leading the Australians 15 points to 0.
Девушки, владеем мячом, хорошая отработка. Если быстрый мячик, у вас преимущество, да? Правильно даете линию, интервалы, либо передний, либо вперед. Если передний, быстрая отработка, либо подпитка. Перепасы проходят, играйте перепасы. В защите все здорово. Не рвите линию. Они сами к вам прились. Линию соблюдаете, хороший захват, борьба за мячик. Попытались забрать, либо пытались линия. Вторая фаза будет, все то же самое делать. Завладейте мячом, здорово, девушки.
Россия! Давай, защиты так же!
Just having a look at those halftime stats here. Looking at the statistics, you wouldn't think that Russia would be up by 15. With Australia, the 2 handling errors that they've had have cost them. Obviously letting Russia score 3 tries.
And in these top-level games, it's about not only creating opportunities, but taking every one. I think that's what the Russians done in that first 7 minutes, haven't they? Really forced this Australian team into mistakes. We're back up to their 7 now. I wouldn't count this Australian team out, though. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Wobbly old kick to restart the second half. Taken down, though. Kaslik happy to once again come back to blind. Strong with the leg drive. Fakes to go to the blind side, does Detroit. Ball out to Emma Sykes, has had no opportunities whatsoever in this game. Now, ball taken forward. Got numbers, Australia. Nice dummy from Polite. A bit of footwork as well. Sweeper to beat Polite. Now she gives it to the speed. Good supporting line by Alia Green, and that's what you expect from Australia Rugby Sevens.
What a combination there between Polite and Alia Green. You can see some nice service from halfback there with Dutoy, and Yasmin Meeks carries the ball in 2 hands, commits 2 defenders, and it's the class from Ivania Polite using her footwork and hearing Alia Green on her right-hand side in support as she sneaks through that gap.
A lot of nice touches there. First, as you said, a little bit of footwork to turn the sweep around, and then to be able to give that pass of timing to Alia Green takes a lot.
Yeah, that's right. And you can tell that these two have played together for many years when you've got those combinations that just gel so nicely. You can see Ivania Polite made a nice break up the midfield, didn't even need to look. She heard Ellia Green screaming down the right-hand side, popped the ball up, beautiful, and she's away.
Now we're game on here. Rugby Town USA, this last one tonight on day one in Pool 8. Good aerial skills from Australia. Now they're starting to get into their work. Kazakh starting to get her ball in their hands a lot more. Half a hole for Detroit. Starting to look a little more tired now, are the Russians on defense. Here she goes again. Ellia Green on the outside. Double combo from the number 12. Get off me, she says.
Piece of cake. She's undoubtedly Australia's strike weapon. As soon as she takes the field, bang, bang, 2 tries. But good patience there from Australia to get Russia on the back foot and off guard and get the ball in the hands of the likes of Ellia Green, and she's straight over for a good lead.
Well, who doesn't like a piece of cake? Ellia Green says, I'll have 2, thank you. And conversion to come. That's good. 3 points is the difference now because of that lady there getting 2 tries to her name in the second half, Ellia Green. Still a long way home in this match as well. Just under 4 minutes. Kamidova battering it down. Didn't have much help either. She's had to have a second nudge at it to get rid of it. Switch back from Notsina. Now they go back to where they originally come from.
Advantage, knock on.
Should have been taken there by Nikoltsova. It's given the Australians another opportunity.
Advantage is over.
Advantage over. Meeks gives it out to Ellia Green again. This is the matchup. 3 defenders there, so
advantage, knock on in
good
the
vision
tackle.
just to give it back in. Knock on in the tackle by Russia.
Okay, knock on in the tackle by you. That was just a knock on in the tackle.
We spoke about Australia's attack
Yellow
completion
ball.
in the first half, and this is exactly what we're used to seeing with Australia, holding on to the ball phase after phase, forcing errors with good ball placement.
Well, this is what Russia did in the first half, just had all the ball. Australia just couldn't get anything. Now the roles are reversed.
Same as last one. Thank you. Crouch.
A lot of hands-on hits from the Russians in the defensive lineup already. Polite is going to be in the midfield. One out from Kaslik now. She's going to run that short line, does Polite. Been a real influence and difference maker in this game, Polite. Sykes comes around. Ball out in front to Detroit. Detroit's fast. Good defense, releases the ball so he can play it again. The great scramble from Russia.
Phenomenal defense there from Norutsina and Mikoltsova both together. Dominique Dutoy, usually when she's in space, she gets a nice pass from Sykes out front, fend out with the left hand, but it was Norutsina with the desperation and Mikoltsova to drag her over into touch. That's pure grit and strength.
Are we in?
Yeah, great awareness from the two to realise where the sideline is. She knew she'll get the throw and pressure on this throw though. Australia can't take it. Kamedova again comes to Russia's rescue. They're going to try and run it up from behind their own try line. Good one-on-one tackle there from Kaslik. Turnover, must be. Polite with the turnover. Oh! And putting it down, knocked out, is it? Protest goes up from Polite.
We'll have a look. Okay, so Kino.
Was she back behind the try line on the Russian defender?
Can we have a look at the grounding try? Yes or no, please? Any reason why I can't well try it? Thank you. I want to...
Well, she's never got back. So surely Australia have to get the advantage. Just the touchdown's no good.
Number 10.
But it's try or no try, wasn't she? Changed her
I have a
position.
decision. It's a knock-on. It's gone 5 defensive ball. It's a knock-on by Australia going over the line.
Australia going over the line.
It's going to be Russia ball here.
I'm going to give a penalty in the 5 metre for knockback
Yeah, there
on
we
the
go.
line. Can I just have a look? The number there, please.
Number 10.
Perfect. Okay. Time off, please. Away. Okay. Please. Away. Please. Captain, please. Number 10, please. Number 10. Okay, so it was knocked on over the line. However, this player wasn't back 10 metres, so it's a yellow card for not back 10. Okay? On the line.
That's a good call there, Carl. Russia will
On
be
the line,
6 players leading into this last 1.5 minutes.
Well, easy for Australia. You always knew the comeback was coming from them. It's going to be Detroit. Oh, there's a Hardy Wallabies. Well, look at him. Dominic Detroit missed out on a try in minutes earlier, but get to this one.
Yeah, great little finish there. And Charlotte Caslick, we know when she takes the line on with speed, defenders are constantly put in two minds, whether they commit to tackling her or whether they commit to the outside player. But good little finish there for Detroit.
I've got to give this though to Joy Neville. In that situation, she got it exactly right. The players were never back the 5. In that area, we all know the situation.
Yeah, it can go real 50-50 sometimes, but Joy Neville stayed patient, looked at the TMO and made the best decision.
She's off. Number 2. Number 2, please.
And that's why she's one of the best in the business.
Do you have a necklace on? Do you have a necklace on? Turn around.
I think one of the
No,
assistant
fine.
referees thought they might have seen a necklace on Lushina, but no, carry on.
Time on.
Reigning referee of the year, Joy Neville.
Okay, let's go.
Kamidova is the one who's been good in this department for Russia. This is where their country needs her now. Gonna have any chance in this one, down to 6 women. She's gonna take this one, takes her eyes off the ball. Good competition in the air from Australia. Kalite, brilliant in the air. Kaslik goes across field. Tough pass to take for Detroit, gives it back to Kaslik. Numbers to burn, quick transfer. Oh, they were calling for it wide. To get there now, Trehan. Stable says, let's beat it, day is done. We'll take the win. It is full time here, Australia with a half ball, 21 points to 15 win over Russia. How would you sum up Australia's day on day 1 here, Tiana? How would you sum it up?
Sorry. Yeah, good for Australia. They started off strong, obviously, coming against 2 not as strong teams with Mexico and Spain, but coming up against Russia, they knew they're a strong outfit, and they've got a history of coming out firing in the first couple of tournaments of the World Series. So I think Australia should be really proud of how they performed today. And same with New Zealand, 3 wins out of 3. England, 2 out of 3. USA, unfortunately, going down to England and New Zealand earlier today, and China still struggling to find their first win, but some awesome performances, in particular from their captain and Chen Kai. And Canada, 3 from 3 as well. France, 2 out of 3. And Ireland, unfortunate to go down against Canada and France earlier today, but Fiji struggling as they've got such a new lineup in their team, so they're still looking for their first win.
Now let's hit the trophy draw for day 2 tomorrow. As you see the Rocky Mountains, so picturesque here in Denver. It's been a good day 1 here in Rugby Town, USA, the HSBC USA Women's Sevens. So for the Cup quarters, it's going to be New Zealand versus Ireland. Canada is going to take on the Russians. England's going to England's going to take on France. And Australia have booked a date with that win against the home team USA. It's been an outstanding day here on day 1. The USA Women's Sevens here in Rugby Town, USA, Glendale. We'll do it all again tomorrow. See you then.